So why are you gonna, so do you think you're tough because you took somebody's life? Let's see if you're tough when you're locked up in that cell.
An arrest made in a San Antonio murder case, what the victim's family wants to see. And Taylor Swift's new album, The Life of a Showgirl, came out last night. We'll show you how local businesses are celebrating with the Swifties. Plus, the Brahmas are done in San Antonio. The UFL has officially left the city, citing stadium issues. These stories and more tonight on the Nightbeat.
Live from KSAT 12, the Nightbeat starts right now.
But first, a father, a son, a friend. 21-year-old Pedro Jaramillo's life was cut short this week in a shooting on the west side. Police say they've arrested a suspect, but as the night team's Avery Everett tells us, it hasn't eased Pedro's family's pain or answered their questions.
Why would you do it to him? What was the reason that you had to take his life?
Even after an arrest, the family of the 21-year-old man shot and killed on the west side this week still has questions.
He was a father. He was a grandson. He was a son.
I think he was a better dad than what I was.
Pedro Jaramillo died on Monday. San Antonio police found him shot multiple times across his body on North Colorado Street. Witnesses told SAPD they saw 3 to 4 suspects run away on nearby train tracks. It was hours later his family finally learned what happened.
I lost my mind. Like, I don't wish that for no parent to go through that.
The day after the shooting happened, an arrest warrant affidavit says the suspect, 23-year-old Dominic Juarez, called police and turned himself in with a handgun. The affidavit says Juarez told officers he was drunk and saw Pedro approaching with his hands in his pockets and slouched over. Juarez says Pedro yelled, and that's when he shot in self-defense. But Pedro's family says they just don't believe that story.
I want justice for him. Like, he was amazing. He was like the happiest person. I could be myself around him.
Miracle Rivas was Pedro's girlfriend. Together, they have a young daughter and a son on the way.
He was a loving, funny, smart, intelligent business person, a hardworking man.
Even in her heartache, talking about Pedro makes her smile.
He was just everything. He was just happy. He was very excited to be a father.
Through balloons and prayer, this family says they're trying to find a way to say goodbye. But with questions unanswered, they say they're still on edge. I'm going to say it again. On Monday, we heard from officers at the scene, specifically that witnesses might have seen 3 to 4 possible suspects leaving the area after the shooting. In that affidavit, the man arrested says he was with friends that night. So today, we asked SAPD, are you looking into possible other suspects or anyone else who could be involved? We were told by a spokesperson that this is still an open and active investigation. John Paul.
Avery, thank you. 6 days after a deadly shooting at the Kickapoo Lucky Eagle Casino and Hotel, the establishment has reopened. 2 people were killed and 5 others injured. This morning, the casino opened its doors back up for the first time since the shooting. There wasn't a huge crowd, but people did show up and return. Security and police were also noticeable. The gunman, 34-year-old Carrion Jones, has bonds totaling $4.5 million. He's facing charges of capital murder. It is unclear if the Maverick County DA will be pursuing the death penalty. Today, San Antonio Police Chief William McManus announced an internal affairs investigation. This following a KSAT Investigates report which revealed that Mayor Gina Ortiz-Jones began receiving after-hour security protection this summer from SAPD officers at her home. It's an unprecedented level of security not provided to mayors who came before her. McManus said the investigation is to try to determine how the records were shared with KSAT and other media that have since reported on her overnight protection. McManus said the recent media reports pose a serious safety threat to the mayor, her security team, and the integrity of the department's proactive operations, saying, quote, our mission is to safeguard public officials while preserving transparency and accountability. Protecting the public's right to know must never come at the cost of compromising safety, end quote. The sister of a woman at the center of a high-profile murder case is being charged with harassment. Teresa Clark is the sister of Suzanne Simpson, an Almost Park woman who was reported missing in October of last year. According to arrest paperwork, Clark was arrested yesterday in Austin for a warrant here in Bexar County, stating she allegedly harassed members of Brad Simpson's family. Brad Simpson is Suzanne's husband. He's in jail accused in her death. The arrest paperwork shows the harassment came in the form of phone calls, messages, and emails to different family members at different times. We have requested more information and are still waiting to hear back. Adam, I got a little excited during my dinner break because I saw the leaves blowing in the wind. I thought it was all because of the breeze. I think it was just a small wind tunnel in the hallway.
Yeah, that's it, unfortunately. I mean, you're lucky to even see much of a breeze with the weather pattern that we've been in. The winds have been actually pretty stale and 5 to 10 miles per hour over the weekend. But let's talk about where we had a little bit of rain today. A positive note, and it was very little bit of rain, and for a lucky few, this was that 10% chance we were talking about for today. It's closer to the Gulf coastline, and going forward, we will have more 10% chances, but they're going to be generally south and east of San Antonio, up to about half an inch from some of the downpours earlier today between Cuero and Victoria. Of course, nothing out there right now. We are watching an upper level system that's over the Gulf, dropping some good rainfall near Louisiana and offshore. We'll talk about where that's headed and some areas we're watching in the Pacific for development in just a bit.
Looking forward to it, Adam. Thank you. A positive update on a situation we first told you about over 2 months ago. More than 60 animals left abandoned in a trailer in Schertz. Now, according to Schertz police, most of them have either been adopted or taken in by animal rescue groups. We caught up with one cute pup who went from being stranded to surrounded by love.
Hi. So we're super grateful that we found her. Loved her temperament. She was super friendly.
Police ended up arresting the people who they say abandoned all those animals. Police tell us 61-year-old Maria Solis and 56-year-old Ricardo Jorardo moved out and left all of those animals behind. San Antonio businesses are embracing the Swiftie effect. They're decked out in sequins, glitter, and beads in honor of Taylor Swift's newest album, The Life of a Showgirl. It comes after last night's campouts across 7 local Target stores, where doors opened at midnight for Swifties to get their hands on the album. Now other businesses are cashing in on the hype. We've seen everything from listening parties to special drinks and even sweet treats.
I feel like San Antonio, it was really cool to see that they're like celebrating her, mostly because I feel like it's like New York or LA who get the stuff for Taylor Swift. So it's like nice to see that like somewhere I'm from.
Lots of local spots are trying to pull in the Swifties. The orange and teal era, the colors of Taylor's new album, is helping businesses earn a whole lot of grain. Tomorrow, you could have the chance to ride a 50-foot Ferris wheel. We'll tell you how. Plus, one iconic park downtown is celebrating its 10th birthday. We'll take you to that celebration coming up. Mark your calendar for October 11th. That's when we hope you'll join us at the Roca La Cantera for Light the Night. Hundreds of lanterns will illuminate the sky to celebrate, honor, and remember people impacted by blood cancer. Our Daniela Ibarra is emceeing the event. We have more info on KSATcommunity.com. The popular downtown bar Elsewhere is getting a second location. Elsewhere 2, not the number 2, but 2, T-O-O, opens tomorrow, and it features a giant 53-foot Ferris wheel. The bar's owners say this project is 3 years in the making. You pass through a 50-foot flower tunnel just to get inside of the bar. And if you go out tomorrow, you can ride the Ferris wheel for free. Any other day, it'll be $10 for adults and $6 for kids. And happy birthday to the Yanaguana Garden at Hemisphere. The destination playground turns 10 today. The playground that was recently listed as the number 7 on USA Today's Best Playgrounds of 2025 list. The community celebrated with dancing, kite flying, and a special guest appearance by actor and San Antonio native Jesse Borrego.
All weekend we'll be celebrating 10 years of Yanaguana. Enjoy yourself.
The park's birthday celebrations will continue tomorrow. There will be football, fun runs, disc golf, and basketball for everyone to try out, plus free swag. I know that's Adam's favorite. Free swag for each sport. You can check out the other events at Hemisphere Park this weekend on our website. Adam, I don't know if you knew this, but you see me on the basketball court. Breaking news at 6, breaking angles at 7.
Yeah, it's true. You know, Yanaguana, gosh, I remember when it was new, and my kids were still young. They were still at the playground age.
Now they've outgrown it.
Now they're driving. One of them's driving a car. What the heck?
It's a young kid in itself.
Yeah, exactly. Anywho, weather pretty straightforward, but we do have some aspects of the tropics and some areas that we're watching that could give us, or that could develop into the next tropical cyclone. And I have the new drought monitor, which was updated yesterday. And by the way, rain chances, yeah, we've got about a 10% chance here and there. I know that's nothing significant, but we'll take every drop we can get. Here's the deal. In this kind of weather pattern, what we have out there right now is this churning upper level low that's been kicking up some good rain. It's just along the Louisiana coast and over the open water of the Gulf. Last I checked, the ocean doesn't need more water, but that's where most of the rain is going to stay. This system wants to drift westward, what we call retrograde, when they move east to west rather than typical west to east, but it's being blocked. Upper level high is just keeping it out, unfortunately. So if that upper high wasn't here, this could have been a situation where that upper disturbance could move in and give us a couple of days of rain. So we can all just blame the upper level high in the big blue H for getting in the way of potential rain. Now going forward, I mentioned that 10 at times maybe next week a 20% chance, but the overall potential is pretty limited. Like what you saw on a 30 radar from earlier today where I showed you those rainfall estimates, it's going to be similar to that in terms of coverage, very limited and isolated and not drought denting, not impactful or agriculturally significant. This is what's interesting though. The rainfall potential, of course, over the next 7 days, it's not over land, it's over the Gulf, especially just south of New Orleans. That's where most of the rain is falling because of that upper level low being blocked by the upper level high that's overhead. And we'll take every drop we can get. You know, the drought monitor shows the extreme and exceptional drought over Bexar County and especially into Medina County and south on I-35. So unfortunately, 24% of the state is in drought, and I think it's just going to worsen over the next couple of weeks. Very low chance of tropical development near the Bahamas as it heads towards Florida. I don't think that's anything to worry about. A new wave, tropical wave that just came off the west coast of Africa has increasing chances of becoming the next tropical cyclone. Last night at this time, it was at 30%. Now the National Hurricane Center has it up to 50% chance. And then we still can sometimes tap into moisture from tropical systems in the Pacific. 40% chance of development just south of Mexico and a 90% chance just west of Mexico. Now, there are no indications that the remnants of these systems would be pulled up and into Texas and give us any chance of rain. 93 our high today. Warmer than average. Average high is 86. We're going to be above that. And actually, we're not the only ones above average. It's record-breaking warmth in the Dakotas right now. I know Bismarck, North Dakota in the upper 80s had a record high temperature today. So above average across the whole midsection of the country from the valley all the way up into Canada, above average. And that's the outlook all the way through, I think, into the middle of October. 69 in the morning tomorrow, 84 at noon, 92 the high. I know, more of the same, yeah, pretty much. How you dress today is how basically you should plan and prepare for every day over the next 7 to 10 days. 90 in Helotes tomorrow, Floresville 94. Unfortunately, we're not looking at any cold fronts to move in and stir things up and cause any changes. And, you know, we just want those cold fronts to really make it feel like football weather, right, Larry?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Break out the hoodies is what we're asking.
Yes.
That would be amazing. Before we get to football weather, Adam, I know this is your newsroom cleaning weather.
Yes, it is, yeah.
Have you made it through your wait list?
Yeah, I was vacuuming and dusting today.
I'll go check my desk after the show. Thanks for that, Adam. All right, so from the turf and the Friday Night Lights, you join us back in studio for the game of the week. What do we know?
Yeah, so it was Southwest at Southside. Game of the week tonight. I always enjoy going down to Southside ISD Stadium. Coming up, we got those highlights for you between the Cardinals and the Dragons and post-game sound with the winner. Plus, we also had a sweet toss-in catch in the Brandeis game coming up.
We're the Southside Cardinal cheerleaders, and you're watching Big Game coverage on KSAT 12. Let's go,
Thank you, Southside cheers. Southwest versus Southside at Southside ISD Stadium is our game of the week tonight. And here's the home side of Southside ISD Stadium slowly filling up, Mary, before kickoff tonight.
Yes, and Southwest entered the night 4-0 overall and 2-0 in district. Southside, on the other hand, is 3-2 with a 2-1 record in district, 14-5A D1.
All right, let's get to that action now. Here's Southside taking the field tonight ahead of this district showdown. First quarter, Dragons get on the board. First, number 26, Dorian Moxley scores a 9-yard touchdown. The point after was no good. Dragons go up 6-0, and then it's time to dance. Second quarter, Dragons strike again. The toss goes to Moxley, and he scores from 2 yards out, and Southwest goes up 13-0. Late first half, closing seconds, Cardinals knocking on the door. QB Josiah Escobar throws, and the Dragons' Felipe Muniz picks it off at the 1-yard line. He returns it back to near the 30. Southwest led 13-0 in halftime as Southwest wins in a shutout, 33-0.
It's really good, man. We did our job, executed very well, watched film every day. Watched film, did our job, and we came out with a big W.
It was fun. You know, we go through all the practices, all the hard work, all the grind, and for these moments right here, just to have fun and, you know, execute the way we did, it was great.
Southside is a tough opponent, and even though the scoreboard is a little upside at 33-0, the physicality of those kids, they bring it every single play. So a chance to beat those guys is huge for us, a huge win for us.
Indeed, Coach. Let's check in with the Brandeis Broncos and the Lee Volunteers playing ball at Ferris Stadium tonight. Third quarter, Brandeis ball and leading big time. Quarterback Wintersmith throws a pretty ball to Lane Watkins for an even sweeter catch over the shoulder. 32-yard gain. Mary, how sweet was that one?
So sweet, my goodness.
Absolutely. All right, now Wintersmith, Mary, is going to cap off the drive with this 6-yard keeper to make it 41-7 Brandeis, and the Broncos win 41-7. Moving on, we got Warren and Stevens. They were playing football at the Gus first quarter. Warren QB Mac Anderson back to pass, and he lofts the ball high to Julius Daniel for a catch, and he jumps into the end zone, 36 yards, and it's 7-0 Warren. Stevens answers right back. Watch this. Number 3, Joel Zertuche hits the second level, and you can kiss him goodbye. That will go down as a 75-yard touchdown run, tying this game at 7-all. Warren takes it by 3, though, 24-21. In TAPS football tonight, Antonian was home and hosting St. Dominic Savio in more district football. First quarter, junior quarterback Rogan Parson keeps the ball, and he breaks off a sweet 46-yard run for Antonian, switching the ball to his outside hand to protect it near the end of that run. Moments later, Parson hands it off to Topper Sterling, and he crosses the goal line for Antonian. Extra point was no good. Antonian led 6-0, and Antonian rolls 47-7.
All right, 4-1 Alamo Heights hosting 2-3 Harlandale. We take you to Orem Stadium. First quarter, Mules quarterback Easton Stone hits Landon Baldwin on the outside. The junior takes it up the sideline for the 34-yard touchdown at 6-0. Alamo Heights, and the Mules drew up the same play on their next drive to score again. But we'll fast forward to the PAT attempt. The Mules with a trick play for the 2-point conversion. How about them apples, Larry?
Yeah.
Mules win 42-20.
Some good apples.
2-2. Central Catholic trying to stay perfect in district play with Houston St. Thomas in town. The Button student section looking very patriotic today. Now the Eagles up big, and adding to their lead is Javon Waldron. Nice long rushing TD there. But the Buttons defense not giving up. Eagles third down when Hayden Gill and Bradley Jones get the sack. Central Catholic, though, falls 45-3.
And let's go to Alamo Stadium for the Jefferson Mustangs and the Burbank Bulldogs tonight. First quarter, Jeff Ball, after they picked it off, quarterback Aiden Uriales hits number 88, Adam Wynn Jr. for the 13-yard touchdown, and the Mustangs lead 7-0. Ensuing drive for Burbank, the handoff will go to Edward Rodriguez, and he is not afraid of contact, running over a Mustang at the goal line, 10-yard touchdown, making the score 7-all, and Jeff is in the win column today, 42-25. We have a hurricane warning at the SAISD Sports Complex. The Sam Houston Hurricanes were taking on the Edison Golden Bears. Second quarter, Canes on the move. Quarterback Xavier Youngblood throws a nice ball over the top to Jermaine Carson, 31-yard touchdown. The Hurricanes led 28-0. Pretty toss and catch, and Sam Houston takes it 49-0. Down in Harlandale Memorial Stadium, the McCollum Cowboys faced off with the Veterans Memorial Patriots. Third quarter Cowboys ball. Quarterback Jordan Casares fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. Now he bobbles the ball, but he holds on for the 12-yard keeper, tying this game at 21-all. And McCollum wins a close one, Mary, 24-21.
Oof, all right, well, now we go to Heroes Stadium where the Reagan Rattlers are taking on the Madison Mavericks. First quarter, the Rattlers knocking on the door when Aiden Fernandez gets the snap and he pushes his way into the end zone, just gets there for the first score of the game. Now to the second quarter, QB Cody Ragsdale hands the ball off to Aiden Fernandez. Again, a touchdown for Fernandez as Reagan wins 29-13. Now, undefeated Johnson and 0-4 Roosevelt meet in the confines of Comalander Stadium. Jags Jr. QB Elvis Estrada throws a deep ball, beautiful spiral to Bryson Thompson right in the breadbasket to get near the red zone. The next play, Estrada with time. Estrada directing traffic, and he gets it to Justice Jeffrey for the touchdown. Jags win 48-13.
Wait, apples and bread. I love it, Mary. We're almost done with this first Friday night of October. We've got the road trip and more scores still to come.
Yes, but first, let's listen to the O'Connor High School Panther Band. We'll be right back.